Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to LaserBeam Live. This is episode number 20. We made it, not to 5, not to 10, not to 15. We made it to 20. If you are joining me here, I appreciate you. You know the deal, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are tuning in, I appreciate you. And if you're watching this on the playback, we also appreciate you too. So we had some fun news, okay? We have released a lot of the information for our rotary axis. Who's excited? Who's excited? Come on, guys. Let me know if you are excited in the chat right now. Give me some of that energy. Hola, hola, hola. Bill, thank you for joining us. Scott, thank you for joining us. Jack in the shop, the goat. I saw you this afternoon. I saw some of you guys this afternoon. I appreciate you guys supporting the company and the new product launch. John, Bill, Chris, how you doing? You had a busy day today. Now you're back for some more. Joel, Dave, Daryl, Bob, thank you all for joining me today. Sorry for starting a minute late. I was also having a little bit of audio issues getting the DJI to connect, but it was just a loose connection on my end. So we figured it out. I'm very happy that I'm joining you guys. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Obviously we'll be running the laser, so it might get a little bit worse than it is right now, but hopefully not too bad. Guys, if you guys remember the earlier live streams, we definitely went through our own set of audio issues. So besides the audio issues, it was a great stream. Definitely want to congratulate Daniel and Johan, Chris and Scott, and everybody else who participated. It's not just the people you see on the screen. There's also a ton of people who do a lot of work behind the screen, and we appreciate you all. So very excited. Guys, what are we doing today? The setup looks a little bit different today. You know, things have changed. Maybe the lighting's a little bit different today. It's changed because I wanted to run the laser beam. Oh, which way am I rotating? I wanted to run the laser beam on the Vortex. So as you can see, our lovely engineers and product developers were kind enough to leave the setup here so that I can play with it. And we have done a few tests, I think 1 or 2 before today, but I believe they kind of answered this on the stream. We will be doing a bunch of resources, or I will be contributing to the resources and working with the team. Obviously, they're very, very busy getting the bulk of the resources. I know Chris mentioned that. You know, it is really bulk of the resources, bulk of the software development, and obviously, you know, they're doing a lot of the supply chain stuff and making sure that as soon as we launch our pre-order, we'll be able to keep our lead times, which we always do as our company. So yeah, I want to kind of ease some of your questions. If you guys are thinking that you have a laser beam, you're really excited to start carving cylindrical objects with the Vortex, but you're also like, hey, I have the laser beam. Will it work with the Vortex? It will. There'll just be some caveats, and that's what we're figuring out. So today I'll show you that it does actually work, and you can do projects with it. But then over the next month or 2, that's where the caveats come in, where you might have a diameter, max diameter size. You might have other things that we need to work out before we can be like, hey, here's exactly how you use your laser and everything like that. But I can obviously show you, and I can troubleshoot with you, and I can play around and mess around. Yes, Mike, shouts out you. Shouts out Patrick and everybody in the on the operations team and the shipping and the packing team. Yes, we over the past little bit, we have obliterated our lead times and absolutely slashed our order queue. That's for the long mill, and now we are kind of pumping out. And we are very excited to be kind of pushing machines at the rate that we always knew that we could once we had certain issues dialed in. So that's very exciting. Very excited for you, Mike. Thanks for joining, by the way. But yes, so today we're just going to be playing around with the Vortex, just like you guys would be on your end. But hopefully by the time you guys get yours, I'll be able to even do at least some passable resources. And obviously streams like this to kind of help you guys get along with the Vortex and the laser beams. Okay, so we got the super exciting stuff out of the way. Yes, we're gonna be doing laser beam project on the Vortex. This is the collaboration we've been waiting for, the long mill, the Vortex, the laser beam. titans of industry, products that have changed the landscape of our customers, CNC and DIY and project building processes. And today we're going to be mashing them all together, as well as G-Sender. Cannot forget G-Sender. We got Chris in the chat. How could I ever forget G-Sender? Yeah, so this is going to be a mashing of all the different things that we've been working on the back end, and this is just one of the more complex things you could do. You know, you have 4 systems kind of running. Our laser is 7 watts, okay? I know a lot of you guys are getting restless after having 7 watts for a little bit, or you're seeing other stuff and you're like, 7 watts not enough. Guys. Okay, first, I got to deliver I have some exciting news, and I have some, might be slightly disappointing news. Let me know in the chat which one you guys want first. Exciting news or slightly disappointing news? Let me know. I'm going to wait for you guys. I need to hear it, or else I'm flipping a coin here. Okay, we got one for exciting news. Joel, thanks for the reply. Thanks for contributing. Slightly disappointing. Okay, we're 1 and 1. We're even. Exciting. Okay, we're 2 to 1. We're 2 to 1. Okay, we're 2 to 2. You guys have tied it up. Oh, 3 to 2. Good news. Oh, take us down. Okay, we're 3 to 3. 3 to 3. Okay, the next reply is the tiebreaker right here. Next person to send a message, you're the tiebreaker. Exciting. Okay, we're going exciting. Oh, in the last second we had okay, we're going to disappointing just because the numbers actually lied. I'm a liar. Don't trust me. I'm a liar, except when it comes to business and employment and product development. Okay, we're going disappointed. Disappointing news, but not really, but kind of. I am putting a pause on roller rotary product development. I know, boo, I know, throw your tomatoes, I can take it. Oh no, ooh, get that off of me. Okay, I understand. Some of you guys were very excited and you guys like seeing the development. But first, let me be very transparent and take some accountability. When thinking about what was the next add-on I wanted to do, I wanted to introduce something that could open up a new scope, which was the rotary. And rollers are relatively simple, or at least that's what I thought going into it to develop. So I thought I would take a hack at it. But what I ended up doing was focusing on mechanical and working with the software team from the get-go, because that's just kind of how I usually do things. I like to play around, and then from there I like to whittle around something that's worth giving to you guys. But what I should have done was did all the boring business planning and proposal stuff before. I did that over the past couple of weeks as we tried to really gauge who our customer was for this rotary roller, right? And what I found is that with the release of the Vortex, there's not much of a need for the roller. So we took a look at a lot of factors, and I kind of broke it down, and we realized that although a small amount of people are very excited for the roller, we have a bigger, customer base that were really excited about the Vortex. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to spend the next month or two focusing on delivering resources for LaserBeam Vortex. Okay, I know. I wanted to kind of, yeah, Dave was 7 steps ahead of us the entire time. Dave was that's so Raven with it. He saw the future. And I wish I did too, but it's never wasted time. I do believe we'll come back to this product. But when there is a bigger need for that, okay? And what I'm not gonna do is tell you guys what I'll be working on next, because, okay, I'm gonna hint. Okay, guys. I've been looking through the Facebook group. I've been getting tickets and emails from you guys. And the one common thread is that you guys want a more powerful laser. That is where a lot of the push I get way more emails about laser power and getting more powerful lasers than I do about a roller rotary, especially with the Vortex. You know what I really want? I want to be there to support our product developers when they release something that is this big and this cool. I want to be there to actually support them with resources and kind of help them where I can. I know, I know. Bill does make a good point. It can't do breakable items like wine glasses and mugs and things like that. Or you can do mugs, but you might have to make sure that you're not going to break anything. And you can do workarounds like that. I know there's going to be some people who really were excited to do that. And what I wanted to do over the next month or two is really take the time to see if there's anything that I can provide for the Vortex ecosystem that will kind of give you the best of both worlds, that will allow you to do maybe some of these more niche things. Maybe it's just 3D printing a part that will allow you to use to do stuff like glassware or other things. It'll really just be something that could help you mount more breakable items like glass and ceramic mugs and things like that. But yes, that's what I'm going to be focusing over the next 2 months. I want you guys to be able to do as many projects as you can with the Laser Vortex long mill combo. So, I want to be there to support that product. Yeah, I'm pretty sure people will find a way to do find hacks in order to get what they need done. But I want to be, see if I can add my 2 cents in rather than trying to build something separate. See if I can build something that will bolster the Vortex. Yes. So guys, I'm not making any promises. I'm going to I'm going to slow roll this one, but more powerful laser is where my head's at. And I'm starting with competitive analysis and a proposal first, so that we can really dig down in the nitty gritty of our ideal customer before we actually start prototyping. And I'll be working with the other product developers. So this will be a big kind of team effort, because in my mind, this has the potential to be a very big product release, but you never know. It's all about building the fundamentals, and every prototype, every product idea I have, I think I get better with the guidance of Chris and Andy and all the other engineers and the operations people. I feel like I get better every time. So when I am approaching this project, building out an ecosystem or a product that can provide higher laser power for our customers, which is something I get an email at least once every other day wanting higher power, or a customer who's interested in lasers and who they just need higher power for their project requirements. Yes, so my goal is to develop a new system that will tackle not only power, but the speed issue. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to over promise anything. I'm not promising anything. All I know is that's what I'm going to be looking into. First, resources and backing up my fellow product developers in trying to help compatibility with our products, LaserBeam and the Vortex. And then I will be, we'll be doing some market research product proposals on a laser system that will, hopefully quench your thirst. So that is the good news, guys. That is the good news, Bill. For those of you, although we are pausing our chapter here. Yes, Nicholas, we will be coming back with the projects. Yes, Jack, that's a very interesting idea. That's, maybe that's something we want to play with. Maybe maybe there's other stuff we can do to also increase speed and stuff like that, and maybe come up with a separate system, or maybe it's a collaborative system. I don't know. Hey, I'm not making any promises. I'm just the crazy guy you guys watch on YouTube. Don't worry about me. But it is very exciting. So, yeah, guys. Yeah, so more power, more speed. That's what we are looking. 1.21 gigawatts, yes. Yes, but yes, obviously CO2 is something that we're looking into. That's, Yeah, I honestly would like to step away from diode lasers and start looking at CO2 stuff. Again, that's not a promise. I'm not announcing a date or anything. You know, we could prototype and find out that it's unfeasible. We could go through FDA and find out that it's too strenuous to get like the reporting done correctly for the product that we're looking at. There's a ton of things that could happen. Yeah, exactly. So there's a ton of things that could happen in the meantime, but all I'm telling you is like that is what I'm going to be working on in the background for a little bit, and then hopefully the entire product development team will have something to release maybe next year. You never really know. I don't want to overpromise this thing. I'm trying not to make that mistake. You know, it's one of the first things Chris taught me when I started working here is never over promise, and I've really tried to take that to heart. And I feel like every year, every product, every project, I get better at doing that. So no, there's no, the timeline is so far on this. Like guys, there's nothing concrete here. The timeline is going to be very far. So you know, the laser with the long melt is the best option for a high quality, simple setup where the entire ecosystem is done by us. You know, some of you guys I've had hour-long technical calls with, and that's one of the strengths of our companies. You know, you might have a call with Jason and he'll help you get your issue fixed, and then you can have a call with me and help you get your laser fixed. So guys, okay, let's get right into it. Let's play with the laser and the vortex. So guys, I was just playing with some test code. Why don't I show you guys how to use Lightburn and integrate that in with G-Sender and the Rotary. So I currently do not have the Rotary. I'm not using the Rotary beta for this project just because I was having a bit of issues, and I need to get the more upgraded one, which is Windows only for now until they kind of make that for both or all three operating systems. But because it was an internal update, we only have it in Windows for now. So I will be using the original. I'll be using the original I'll be using G-Sender Edge instead of the G-Sender Rotary Alpha. Obviously, if you order the Rotary, by the time you get it, G-Sender will be updated to have the full and tested features that you need to run your Rotary. But I'll take you through the Lightburn side. I'll take you through. Chris, the exciting news was all the possibilities, that we can look into for more powerful laser solutions for all the customers that want it. Well, I guess the disappointing news was only disappointing if you wanted a rotary, and the exciting news is only exciting if you want a more powerful laser system to play with. So yeah, that was the exciting news. Guys, we're gonna be doing the absolute basic groundwork of proposals and competitive analysis, and product prototyping will be one of the later things that we start doing, but it is something I want to play with. All right. So let's go through the rotary chuck, the vortex setup. If you have Lightburn and a laser and you want to do some cool stuff with that. So guys, if we go to laser tools at the top and we click on rotary setup, we have an option here, chuck or roller. We're going to click on roller. We're going to make sure our rotary is enabled. We're going to, for now, click on the y-axis. In the future, we might click on the a-axis, but for now, I know this works. Y-axis, 360 millimeters per rotation, because I won't even get into the software. I am not up to date enough to even explain the software end of things. But all I know is that we want 360, and then we want to put in the actual diameter of our workpiece. It'll auto-calculate our circumference to make sure that everything is good. So unlike the laser, workflow, unlike the laser workflow or the roller workflow, the software actually does need object diameter. So for the roller, you actually didn't need object diameter because it actually, like, it doesn't matter how big your object is as long as the software knows that, you know, if it's spinning, you know, 5 degrees, your object is spinning 5 degrees. Where with the chuck, you actually do need your object diameter. So if I was doing a different project, which I will, I'll be engraving this beautiful baseball bat that our team, yeah. So we bought this, or I got this beautiful baseball bat from our Vortex team. They made a couple of these and they look absolutely stunning. And I will be engraving their first name and initials, and I'll put by, you know, by Daniel W. and Johan C. And, you know, just as a bit of an homage to the creators. And yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing today. So when I'm doing this project, I already measured it and got the diameter that I need, which is just the stock stem right here. And then we'll be plugging that in. And that will be the only change that we need to make on Lightburn. Yeah, so Scott, for Lightburn, running the project in Lightburn, there's definitely some tutorials out there. I personally haven't done it, but that's something I can do, you know, after this week, and, you know, we'll get back to doing projects. So if that's something you guys want, where you want me to do everything internally in Lightburn, I can definitely check it out. I don't use it, but I can, and we can figure things out together. So if not, if you don't want to wait for that, then definitely just Google Lightburn tutorials, and I'm sure, yes, I remember we talked about that. Setting up a camera with the Lightburn setup will be very cool. So those are all ideas for the next streams as we come out of our rotary roller era back into our project era. All right. So I already have this code made, but again, I'll go over it one more time. If you want a shortcut to the rotary, you can see this. You can see this little shortcut rotary setup, and you can also see the green means it's enabled. If I disable this enable rotary, then everything will just be regular code, and you might run into issues later. But for now, we want to just make sure it's enabled, and we got all our inputs in. So 360, that'll be kind of default. When you select y-axis, you want to just click 360 or type in 360, and then for object diameter 68.4, that's what I have behind me, and it'll auto calculate circumference. So I click OK. I do my settings like normal. So because it's wood, I'm just doing 25 millimeters per second and 100% power. All right. So I've already saved this G code, but, you know, if you need a refresher, save G code. Pop-up will come up, and then you just click and then you just type in your file. You can always end your file with a .nc, so make sure that it saves correctly. Some people had issues where some of their files were saving as .gc. If that's happening, you can end the file name with .nc to force it to save as a .nc. Most people's Lightburn setup will just have it save automatically. So let's go back to GSender, and we got our test code right here. So I'm going to you would set this up just how you would regularly set up anything, and obviously there's going to be resources to come. There's going to be limitations with the laser as we're making custom brackets that you see here, and you could also see on the Vortex live stream. We have a custom bracket, and we'll be looking into that, and then we'll be giving you kind of the limitations. Obviously, because of the router mount, because of the actual router that's in it, you will have limitations on what size you can do and everything like that. But to make sure that your machine doesn't crash while you're running any of your code. But in order to zero it, you could have said we would essentially zero it using the Vortex, zero option and a bit and the router, and then we use the offset. We use the offset function in settings. If you have your offset settings correctly, then you can zero it how you would zero the Vortex project, but then switch it over to laser and it should offset correctly. Go to the new offset and boom, boom, boom. You are perfectly aligned for your project. And then you just have to, like a regular project, do your height, focus it, and then you're good to go. Obviously, use a focus piece of material, a little scrap material, so you don't get dots on your actual project if you're actually doing like a final project or something that's going to actually be given as a gift or mounted, or your serious project. Just make sure you use a piece of scrap for focusing, just like all of our other projects for regular laser. So the setup here is pretty much the same. Let me throw on my glasses, turn on my driver. Guys, let me know if the audio gets bad enough where it's causing you guys issues and you guys can't hear me. Just let me know and I'll see what I can do. So our laser here, and I'm going to switch over so you guys can see the setup a little better. How's that, guys? Not too bad. Move this a little. There we go. Okay. So you would set it up just how you would normally set it up, make sure that you're in the right height, throw on the test function, focus the lens to make sure it's nice and sharp. And then for me, I've already ran this file before, so I'm just gonna move it over so that I can do a fresh one. And I'm just gonna move the Y a bit, which is our rotary axis. Obviously, with the updated G-Sender. Awesome, that's great to hear. Thank you, Chris. So yeah, I'm gonna zero everything right there. And then if I start my job, we should have everything we need. I'm just gonna double check my EEPROM settings to make sure not only am I good for laser jobs, but I'm also good for the Vortex job. This is something that you really won't have to do with the updated G-Sender. You will have everything built in. It'll be just as easy as clicking here. You'll have a tab here. I'm not sure if they showed it to you or maybe you downloaded it, have you already seen it? But if you haven't, you can always download it to try it out. And if not, you can always wait for the more polished version to get released to either the main G-Sender Edge or the main G-Sender itself. So you're good to go. So when I turn on the laser, it's good. We're focused. We're ready to start. Everything is zeroed. And I'm just gonna press start job and you guys can watch it go. Doug, thanks for joining us. All right, I don't even need the glasses because I'm looking this way. I just can't turn around. Always wear your safety glasses. Got some dual screen action here. It looks pretty cool. So you can see that we're starting to engrave. Is there a level tilt on the Vortex? I don't believe there is. I'm not 100% sure though. If you're talking about like the level ball tilt, like the level, like the tilt ball in on like a leveler, then no. But I'm not sure. Maybe I'm. It's a totally different thing you're talking about. But like I said, with a custom bracket, which we will try to get up on the pre-order page, so that you guys who know for sure you guys want to use your laser with it, and you don't feel like laser cutting. Yeah, no, unfortunately not. It's just going to be, it'll end up being something where you can make essentially custom brackets in order to kind of get things level. I do have an idea for a little, idler add-on for the back stock, so that it can do stuff like that. And I have a few ideas, but I got to run it by the team and see what's worth it. Yeah, you know what? I should be going extra safe. Just because I won't turn around doesn't mean I don't want to promote the behavior of taking off your glasses. Because yes, you're right. If I heard Laser 314 is 100% right. If I heard like a weird sound, let's say, and I panicked and I immediately like turned around, then that's no good for the eyes. And we always want to promote safety here. So even though it is working behind me, I don't want to make the mistake. Yeah, I don't want to make the mistake of not playing with that. And you're right, exactly. Your reflective surfaces all around you will bounce the light, and it could end up in your eye, even if you're not looking in the direction of your laser, which is why always wear your safety glasses. Thank you guys for double checking and making sure that I am always following the same rules that we expect our customers to follow. So I do appreciate that. Never want to play it fast and loose. No, the G sender is controlling. So obviously, if we were using the more up-to-date G sender, you will get a little tab here which you can control your vortex directly. For me, I'm just using the Y-axis, but I'm going in millimeters where, and on the updated software that you guys will get with your Vortex machine or your Vortex Rotary, you will have the option to use degrees, right, in a almost faux A-axis, and obviously in the future, when we get there in terms of controller and complete 4-axis control, then it will have to be A, and that's how you're controlling it, which is why they kind of preempted that in the software, even though it's still kind of getting a Y command. It's still going to output the A command, and you're still going to be able to use degrees. So, how easy was that, guys? A little bit of light burn, just like a regular project. So Laser 314, if you send me an email, I can send you the exact specs. I just don't know them off the top of my head. I believe the width of the laser is 40 millimeters, and I believe the stock of the steel mount is 6 millimeters, and then the secondary mount for the Vortex to raise it could be anywhere between 3 and 6. So until we have a concrete mount design that we'll be offering to raise your x-axis, to raise your laser, which gives it enough height. I can turn this off for now, which will give it enough height to actually complete jobs. So without this mount, our laser would just be too down to actually laser anything. And we can check out. So guys, let me rotate this so you guys can see how it looks. Oh, wrong way. So you guys can see it. You guys can see it. Looks really nice. Finished really nice. That looks good. Success. All right, so now I'm going to set up a new project here, and then I'm going to have to reset the heights, make sure that nothing's going to crash into anything, create the new code, and then let's run that. All right, and then we'll call it a day. I'll take some questions and we'll call it a day. A little zoom. Sorry, I don't have the zoom, but I will be taking this out right now, so can Just use the key. And quick release, which is so nice how easy that comes off. Like how easy that comes off. And you can see right there, these were our earlier tests. Very nice, very clean. Obviously, you don't want to touch it, you know, or after you touch it, you do want to be able to sand it. Chris actually gave me the tip. I think he found in a forum, or maybe one of you guys in our forum on our website, is that if you use some alcohol, you can use that to clean. But obviously, you know, maybe dab some alcohol to clean up the edges, or just give it a nice sand and then finish it. So let's, rub some rubbing alcohol. But you know, you can always give it a nice sand. So we'll be doing this end of the bat. So all I gotta do, slide this thing back. Just gotta make sure I'm getting the center here. I slide this thing in. There we go. And I'll lock it temporarily while I secure this right here. There we go. And we're all good. And then I just need to refocus everything. So I got my little G2 focus finder. I'm going to be lowering the Z. And I'm going to move it over just a little bit. I kind of want it to be between where you would grab it, you know. So I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to lower the Z. That's good right there in terms of the height. And because I don't want to mark my baseball bat, first I'm going to zero everything. I'm going to grab a flat. So the laser won't follow the taper, but I'm choosing the flattest piece, so it actually does flatten out right here. So if I was engraving the top end, which is more tapered, or if I was engraving closer to the tapered side of the bat, then you would either need something to angle it correctly, or you kind of just or you kind of just have to keep it in slightly of a range. Make sure your project's not too big. If it's too big, then obviously the top and the bottom is going to have significant change. But if the change is not too much, it should look just about fine. It's not going to look too out of place or anything. So guys, I'm just going to grab a focusing piece so that I don't mark up my final material here. So I'm just grabbing a 3mm piece. So because I don't want to guys, it's difficult because if you guys have the V-Carve laser module, then you will be able to do 3D lasering. I will start looking into a solution for Lightburn and other non-Vectric users. And so if you guys have watched some of my earlier tutorials, you guys know how I focus things that I actually want. So I know this is 3mm thick. I'm changing the Z move height. Each press will move by 3 millimeters. So first I'm zeroing it all at the correct height, and then I'm moving it up 3 millimeters. Then I'm setting focus here. So when I turn it on, it doesn't burn my very nice material. So bing, bang, boom, we are all in focus. Turning the laser off. And now my bat's clean. And I can go back to my 0. Oh. All right, doesn't want to go back to 0, so I'm just going to drop it down. But obviously, if I reset my 0 at the correct height, I could just start the job and it will lower. So, because these guys work so hard on this baseball bat, I want to do a buy. And let's change the sizing of this, because our baseball bat is not too large. And let's drop that down to the corner. Let's find a nice font. Yeah, let's look at this. It's nice and fancy. So we got a buy, and I'll sort out the sizing, but I'm essentially just going to copy and paste this, and then let's edit this. By Daniel W. and Johan C. All right, so I do So yeah, I want to close these up. Let's move this down. Just close up the space here. And then I'm going to align it to center. So I'm going to use this this center piece, and then I'm going to go in the Y position. We want it zeroed. And then so I can zero this because it's a little bit separate. It's separated. And I'll maybe decrease the size a little bit. And I'll get that tucked in. And then I can group this so that I can change the spacing back to 0 and 0. Oh, got to change this back to the bottom left, and then change this to 0 and 0. Boom. So now we want to make sure that this is all sized correctly. So our dimensions is 38 millimeters by 14 millimeter height. I'm going to lock these dimensions, but I don't want the height to be too large. Honestly, I don't know. I'm sorry, Jack. I wish I could tell you. Okay. So I know the diameter is around 25. So I'm going to make this half the diameter. I'm going to make the height about half the diameter. So I'm going to make it 12.5. And that's all good. So I have it on fill, just like my last test, just with fancier text, a fancier font. I'm gonna leave my power the same, but remember, the one thing I do have to change, because we are using a chuck rotary, the Vortex chuck rotary, is I do have to change my diameter, and it is 25.6. The circumference will auto-populate. Boom, boom, boom. Looks good. Yes, laser 314. If I wanted to wrap it all the way around, then I would just input the laser or the circumference as my height. You are correct. Sorry, guys. I'm back. Let's do this. So our object diameter is correct. Rotary is enabled. We're on chuck. Text is all aligned. Speed and power is the same as our past project. We're going to save G-code. And we're going to save as Vortex by bat. Save that. Because vortexes spin, and this spins, and it sounds cool. We all voted, and we all had we all threw some names in the bucket, and this is the one that everybody liked the most, so we called it the Vortex. I think it's powerful. It's powerful, and it gives you some imagery about spinning. So let's open up that new file, Vortex by bat. And I'm going to double check our dimensions. So 32. Let me see what that's going to look like on the bat. .32 will look like that. So I actually would like to make this a bit longer. So I'm actually going to change this to maybe You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change the dimensions to 20, and I'll see where that puts us. That's a little too long. Change that to 15. And yeah, I think I like that. I'm actually gonna unlock this, and yeah, you know what? I like that. That's fine. I'm gonna change that to 15 and 40. Actually, 35 and 13. How's that? All right. I feel confident. I feel confident. So, Vortex by that. Let's pull this up. So I'm gonna ignore like what it looks like in here, just because Lightburn could be skewing this because this visualizer isn't made for this type of code. So Lightburn might be skewing this. So just zero all, make sure everything looks good. I'm very nervous because I would like this to turn out nice for the boys, and it would be nice if they come in and get to see something cool like that. All right, are we good to go? Our laser is on. We tested the focus. We double checked our code. Everything should be working very well. Let's start this job, and yeah, let's start this job. Yeah, it's a webcam. It's like one of the webcams that we have floating around the office. We use as a secondary cam. I do apologize about the flickering, guys. Let's start this up. Let's check this thing out. Looks really cool. Oh, it looks really, really cool. It's very small, so it looks like a very nice accent piece, which is what I was kind of going for. I didn't want to just throw a giant, smiley face on a very cool baseball bat with our company name on it. But I do like just a little accent piece just to remind the guys who made it that, they should be proud of what they did and what they were able to accomplish. And every time they see it, or if they gift it, or if we put it up for a display, they'll kind of know, just like as an artist signs his art, that this was been made by them, and they can kind of hold that internally kind of forever, as a bit of pride there. Obviously, they should have that regardless, but, this is my way of, reminding them almost that, hopefully they feel, yeah, time to build a display case. Like for myself, I have a few version like 1, 2, 3, 4 laser drivers that I want to get framed and put up, because that was the most frustrating time of my life. You guys could probably tell just by the blog updates how all the issues we were dealing with, but the fact that I was able to kind of come together with the team around me and kind of push forward in order to get this product that's been that's been open for pre-order since 2 years ago, May 12th. So it's a little over 2 years that this was available for pre-order, and about a year and a half since we started shipping. So it's been a long road, and the Vortex is about to go through the same journey. All right, that was nice and quick. All right, guys. Who wants to see it? You guys still awake? Hopefully you guys didn't fall asleep. Who would like to see the completed job? So I'm just going to loosen that up. A nice little magnetic holder for that chuck tool. And a quick release for the other side. So jobs like this. Let's see it. Oh, let me blow up the big camera here. All right. Come on, focus. There we go. Very beautiful. So Daniel W., Johan C. This is the bat that they made using the Vortex. They made the Vortex itself. They made this bat for you. And I'm just happy that I was able to add a little bit of something for them. Hopefully they take one each, because they did make two. So hopefully they take one each home as a bit of a display of the great work that they do and that they continue to do and that they have done for the company that is CNC Labs. So I'll leave that here for now, but I'm not going to leave it like that overnight. Don't want it to fall. So yeah, just in case you guys didn't get a feel, this is how you adjust the height. It is quick release on the tracks. So quick release in order to lock it into place. Easy, and it freely moves on the track. And then obviously if you've ever used a lathe, you got your chuck here and your chuck tool, and then this is magnetic, which is really nice. Yes, it's just one hole. One hole to tighten the chuck, moves all four arms. So you only need the one hole. So it's very easy. You guys saw me take a project out and put a project back in, and then take another project out, and it was super simple, right? So guys, I'm very excited for all the hard work that everybody's been doing, especially our two lead product developer engineers, Daniel and Johan. You guys met them. Amazing video by our marketing team, amazing live stream by everybody involved. And I'm just glad that the projects. Does it always stop in front? Exactly, Jack. You'll never have to lose this as long as you put it back on the magnetic holder, nice and easy. Does it always stop in front? What do you? Sorry, could you clarify your question, Bill? The hole. Which hole? Sorry. Yes, John Walker, this will be available for replay, just like the our live stream, the Vortex live stream is available for replay right now. Just go to our YouTube channel, click on the live tab, and you'll be able to see it. Does it always stop in front? Sorry, does what always stop in front? Are you talking about this? Talking about the magnetic mount? Oh, yes. It will always return. Yes. Oh, you meant this. Yes, it will always return when you're done your job. Just like, because this essentially becomes your y-axis, just like your y-axis would return to home after your job, this will also return to home at the end of the job. So the hole doesn't actually matter. If this is where I set my 0, then it would have returned back to here. Thank you for clarifying that, Bob. Thanks for trying to clarify that, Bill. Sorry, I was a bit confused. Hopefully you got the answer that you needed. So guys, for some of you, this has been a very, very long, productive, live stream heavy day. You guys have gotten hours of live stream in. You guys are the best customers. a product developer could ever ask for. Even just seeing how you guys are supporting the Vortex kind of fills my heart with the warm and fuzzies. It reminds me of the times in the past with the LaserBeam, and it excites me for future projects. A faster and more powerful laser solution. That is my North Star right now. And I believe if we get there, then it'll make a lot more sense to put more time and manpower, just like we did with the Vortex, into releasing a roller itself. What I also might do, just like we did for spindles, is I might buy 1 or 2 rollers from Amazon, the most common ones that I see, and I might make some light resources for that, so that we're not leaving you completely hanging. Just like Chris said in the earlier live stream, if you guys want to buy one off Amazon or whatever other company that's selling them, if I could buy some of the more common ones, maybe 1 or 2, and I can put out some resources for that, I think that will be good for you guys who are feeling a little bit disappointed. Laser 314, we really appreciate that. Bill, thank you. You are a legend. Everybody, like this live stream. Like it, please. That is the best way you can show your support. Obviously, I'm lying. You guys show your support just by being here, by watching it, by interacting with our company, by buying products, even if you just bought a bit from us, even if you just bought a laser lens from us and didn't buy the laser, we appreciate you. You guys are the best. But if you can do me one thing and like this stream, please. I appreciate you guys. So yeah, over the next little bit, I will be making resources. We will finalize our mounting bracket for this and put it up for sale for you guys with the pre-order of put it up for with the pre-order of your Vortex, so that for those of you who know that you're going to be using the laser with the Vortex, you guys can get the mount at the same time that you're getting the Vortex, so that boom, you're ready to use the laser. I will try to get as many resources out by the time you guys are receiving your machines as possible. I might even come back and do another project with the Vortex and the laser, so I can show you guys more in depth of the process once the G-Sender side gets finalized. Yeah, everything's very exciting. Brian asks a question. My router wanders away when I do a Z probe after I change the bit. Do you have to do an XYZ probe? I would imagine if you change the bit, you're going to have to do an XYZ probe, because the size of the bit does play a part in the probing. But if you really need some more in-depth help, please send in a ticket. It will go to one of our amazing customer service specialists and technical support specialists, and they will help you. They'll make sure that you are very satisfied and your issue is resolved, just like we always do. I know, Jack, right? We should have thousands and thousands, but slow and steady, just like the Kickstarter for the long mill was a few hundred, and now we sell a couple thousand. We have these machines every year. So very excited for the growth. That's what excites me, the grind. No, I don't like that. I take that back. Not the grind, not the grind. We work hard, but we work hard because we love it, not because of this intrinsic need to make money. But yeah, guys, I absolutely appreciate it all. You may be tired of me saying it, but whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or night, I appreciate you for spending a little bit of time with me on the LaserBeam Live episode number 20. My name is Ikenna Ofoha. This is CNC Labs, and I hope to catch you on the next one, and I hope you have a great day. Yeah, I can at least keep up with the chat, Jack. Jack, you're the GOAT. You're the laser GOAT. You guys are all the best. I appreciate you all. You guys have a great evening, night, afternoon, doesn't matter. Have a great one, and take care.